I think a lot of people would have like way less complicated group chats if we were just sending people to fire.
Yes, exactly. Let's draw rocks to see where we're going to dinner on Friday.
Yeah. Hi, it's the Instagram influencer you wired all that money to, Phoebe.
And I'm Jacques.
And welcome to Do You Ever Feel Like?
Where we ask the questions that everyone's thinking and no one's answering.
You noticed my manicure right
noticed it.
away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that.
I mean, I was looking at some old pictures of us and like you have always rocked a beautiful manicure.
I know, and then I just stopped.
You stopped.
I just stopped.
What brought this on? Why now?
So I'm moving. I'm in the middle of moving. And I'm going to be in the middle of moving for an extended period of time. Yeah. I'm going to be camping, really. We can call it that. And
yeah, exactly.
it's so funny. Okay, also, sidebar, people really think I'm like quite stupid. It's such a double-edged sword. I feel like being a weird little gal, because I'm constantly being like, you guys, I need help. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then people like offer me help and they're like, okay, so did you remember to put underwear on this morning? Like, the help is not, I'm like, I figured out enough of it so far. Like, people keep asking, they're like, how you doing? How you doing? I'm like, I'm stressed. I don't really know how else to put it. But like, isn't like, does not everyone find moving to be like an extremely stressful activity? Hello? You know, like, but that's okay. Like, that's okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize that moving is considered like a huge
life event.
Like life event or like trauma even.
That's what I
like,
mean.
Yeah, no. I mean, as a gal who's moved 15 plus times, I don't know.
Don't play this game with me.
I don't know. I mean, you too. Yeah,
this is the longest place I've lived in my entire life.
Your entire life. Yeah.
My entire life.
Which means it might be, and also I do think there's like the double-edged sword of like a long move in some ways is more, I think, stressful.
Well, I was kind of thinking that, but then I feel like I've done a good job, like because we've been trying to move for so long. Like I have done a good job, like kind of keeping it up. Like one of my like first to-dos was to like go into like the closets and like start organizing the closets. And I'm like, oh, there's not really anything for me here.
Because you've been getting rid of things and already like doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The one thing I am contending with right now, if I see you at Christmas, turn off the podcast right now. You have 3, 2, 1. Girls, what are we doing with our old vibrators? What are we doing? I'm not sure. I go to this closet. I have this like area tucked away in my closet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do with this. I can't just go and put them. I'm not just going to put it in the garbage. Can I even put that in the garbage? Is this a recyclable material?
No.
Is that
you can't.
Battery hazardous waste? Like what is?
You can't. And
what
is
are we
this
doing?
a reduce, reuse, recycle situation?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Should I pass it on? To a woman in need?
Like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like, that is funny. I don't know. But you do come across those things though, where you're like, oh, yeah, but that is very particular. I have no idea. Also, I swear I heard you say Christmas, not Christians. Did you say Christians?
I said Christmas. Oh. Like if I see you at Christmas.
Oh, I see you. Okay, sorry. I got it.
Although this being said, this is a conversation my cousins and I would have.
What are you talking
Christmas.
about?
Yeah.
No.
Actually,
I
think one of the ones I'm trying to check out right now was a recommendation from a cousin. So,
oh, great.
Cool.
I mean, I think you should make something with them.
I don't have I got enough art supplies, like I don't need to be
melting down a vibrator in your kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, totally. Yeah.
So that's what. So anyway, I did my nails last night.
So you wouldn't.
That I wouldn't like reduce, reuse, recycle silicone in the kitchen. Like start creating hazardous waste materials.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to work. Like, what do I do? You know? And I don't like, also I'm like, I don't want to like pull out a whole new craft or anything like that. So I was like, let me just do my nails. And I already am over it, you know? Like, I'm already like...
Yeah. It's very red. You're doing a whole red thing. You also redid your hair a bit.
Anyway, you know.
Wow.
Anyway, what's going on with you? Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. We actually say I'm missing the sun.
Yes, you were in Florida.
I had a lovely trip.
She went to Florida.
I did. I had a really nice time, and I'm like, there was a moment in my life where I hated the beach, and I hated
which is funny
the
because
heat.
you're such a beach gal.
And now I'm like such a beach person. Like now, people say vacation, and I assume we're going to the ocean. Do you know what I mean?
And you would never see me there.
No, never. I tried to get you to come with me.
I can't even have a one relaxing night at home. I gotta like do something. Like I can't. I'm not programmed. Yeah, Jacqueline invited me, and I went and do what? Sit around with you. That's what we're doing right now. Like, I don't.
No, totally. And I did feel that way, but I feel like I went to a place that had enough like going on where I could go into a town, get a coffee, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
You need that. You need that because if you're just sitting on a beach
of civilization, I don't need to be having some sort of like, custom brew situation, some kind of configuration from a Mennonite. I'm actually super good for that.
No, yeah, totally. Yeah.
I need a gay person to make me a coffee.
And surprisingly, had that there. So
exactly.
That's great. That's what you need. That's what you need. Especially like, cause there was a point in time where I was like, okay, I did this. You know what I mean? Like, I went to the beach.
I guess
I lay on the beach. I went to the pool.
Myself.
I lay on the pool. Yeah. I'm like, okay,
Did you read anything?
I did. I kept reading. My friend Carly got me this really amazing book called, oh God, I hate when you can't remember the title of things, but it's called like The Baby on the Fire Escape or something. It's crazy. It's a book about like motherhood, and it's like motherhood essays. Oh, it's fairly interesting.
You're so ridiculous.
It's very cool.
So funny. You're like, I went to go and relax.
I know, right? And I finished the last section of Girls Girl finally. So
good. Fun. Nice.
Which is a great little summer read, I think, if you want to check that out.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Julie Phillips, The Baby on the Fire Escape.
Oh,
you did it. Congratulations.
I did it. It was great.
That's really funny because I opened up The Cut this morning, and they're like the first article that they have, like their preview article is about like, I don't even know what, about like children and iPads.
Oh.
And you know what I've decided I don't give a fucking shit about any longer is your child's screen time.
Yeah.
I don't care. Give them an iPad. Don't give them an iPad. I don't care. I don't care what you're doing.
I think we've got way bigger problems when it comes to the kids at this point and all of it and the
oh my God.
the
and I mean,
technology.
you want to know what the actual issue is that we're discussing is emotional regulation. So why don't you manage that for yourself?
Yes,
first.
Exactly. Oh, totally. I'm like, how can we not expect these kids? Like exactly. You were painting your nails so that you didn't look at your phone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, hello. Like, yeah. The call's coming from within inside the house.
Hello.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Anyway,
right.
That's what I've been thinking about. I want to show you something. So I've decided what we're doing for Christmas, and I just sent it to you.
Okay. Great.
I knew. Yeah. Yeah. I knew that. Yeah.
Wait. This is amazing.
Do you like? Okay. I thought you were going to yell at me.
Why? Because I'd be scared?
Yeah.
No.
I'm obsessed with this. I just got an ad for it like 3 seconds, like right before we started recording. And I went, I'm buying tickets.
Oh, no. See, here's the thing about this. If it's theater,
you're into it.
If you put this in front of me on a screen, no. You know what I mean?
Goblin Christmas Carol. I don't even know what else that means, but I got 3 men dressed up in some quite demonic looking goblin makeup, and I'm buying tickets. I'm buying tickets.
You're buying tickets. Whoa, wait. Oh my God, of A Christmas Carol. Oh, yes, we should go to this. I mean, honestly, if we're going to watch Dickens, goblins, it actually very much works.
Love A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy. Crazy.
Okay, great. Okay, so Christmas is sorted.
I have also considered, I'm thinking about buying my local theater's season pass. And I think we all should be doing that.
We definitely should. That's a great gift, and that's a great thing we should be doing anyways. We saw some theater. It was great. I went to People's Light. Oh gosh, the show, Phoebe, it was so good. You know when you
snaps
see
to Noel.
Snaps to Noel. You know when you see a closing of a show and you're like, oh my, like
seeing a closing too it kind of can be the one sometimes because everyone's laying it all out on the floor.
They're laying it all out. Yeah. And I was like, oh
no
my
holds
God.
barred.
It was so good. And I really wish that, I think it's going to go places. I think we're going to see it off Broadway. I think we're maybe going to see it eventually on Broadway. I think we're maybe even going to see an HBO series of this thing. Wow. It was absolutely incredible.
I mean, the costumes looked amazing.
It was so good.
I will pay huge money to be put in a floor-length skirt like that, please.
With a little bustle?
Please. I have been rewatching Gilded Age.
I was going to say, it was very of the time, 1890 something, about the Women's College of the Medical Women's College of Pennsylvania, and what women doctors were being taught at that time. Very much.
I actually have full body chills right now.
Reflective of what's going on now. It was so good. And it was devised, Phoebe. So it's an original work.
Yeah.
So
sorry, what?
Yes, exactly.
We can still do that?
Exactly. Whoa! It was based on source material that was found at the Women's College, of these actual doctors, these actual women.
Love that
lived. Exactly. And it was all devised. There was you would have loved it. There was a whole operating scene, which, as we know, is named after theater. Operating,
yes.
Rooms used to be called theater, perform, whatever. And there was a whole scene where the entire thing was devised, sound effects, Foley, you would have died, heartbeats with objects on stage. It was incredible. It was so good. And the acting was so good. Anyways, it was at People's Light. It was called The Woman Question. And I hope it goes places.
I actually have chills. That's amazing. Yeah, snaps to People's Light and snaps to Noel. That's so fun. Mm-hmm. Have we had Noel on the pod? I don't think so. What the hell? We should rectify that situation. Okay. Anyway, but let's get into it's today on the pod. We brought in Jamie from It's Your Film Sis to kind of trick you and the listener into discussing one of my personal favorite topics. I can't believe we did it. I can't believe we pulled off this heist. Mm-hmm. Survivor. How are you feeling about Survivor now?
Phoebe, I think I have to write an essay about this because
welcome.
I am having so many emotional moments. I'm having I'm realizing so many things about my own family. Yeah. Survivor.
It's a beautiful show.
Yeah. It's so good. Everyone should be watching the show. I'm transformed for sure.
You're just watching season 3?
I'm still in season 3. I just chose season 3 for vibe and locale. Mm-hmm. I'm still in season 3. And I think it's a really good, we talk about, I think it's a really great metaphor for friendship. Yeah. And what the container of friendship requires to get to a goal.
It's so funny that you're having this moment with season 3 too, because to me, I'm that's a good one. But
there's so many.
There's so many amazing moments in Survivor. So if you've never watched a single episode of Survivor or you don't give a shit, I can't recommend staying around enough because Jacqueline had no idea what we were talking about either, and that was kind of the point. So I think we pulled it off. Thank you so much to Jamie. So fun. I do think it's really funny that we brought in a film gal for this, but if you're going to wear a Jeff Probst t-shirt like that, you're going to get invited on the internet.
Yeah, sorry. You know what?
We're going to trap you.
We're going to trap you. And you know what you and I are good at? Scanning.
Yeah.
Finding somebody and being sorry, you don't have a choice.
You're coming over here now.
Exactly.
You actually have to come over here now.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Yeah, cool. I think let's just get right into it.
I've been loving it. That's all I'll say about that.
Slick. Slay. Mm-hmm. This is episode 99 too. So when we see you next week, listener, that will be 100 episodes.
Amazing.
Weird. Okay, enjoy this episode with Jamie from It's Your Film Sis.
Hello, I'm Jamie. I go by It's Your Film Sis on the internet. And I love talking movie and TV with the girls.
Hilarious. So we thought we would bring a film gal in to discuss what else but Survivor.
Reality television.
Reality TV. My bread and butter.
Which, you know what? I think is smart of us, actually. You know?
Okay, great.
I think is very smart of us.
I obviously am biased, but I support the choice.
Okay, let's start here. So I ran into your content, I don't know, a couple maybe like a year ago now, Jamie?
I just had my 1 year anniversary, so it could be a year at this point.
Years.
Yeah, I think it's a year. I think it was a year. Well, you know, I don't know. What is time, right? And I have so loved your commentary about film. And then I saw the Jeff t-shirt and I was like, we have to ask Jamie on the pod because clearly she's a Survivor. And I have never met someone who loves Survivor more than one Phoebe Taylor. So,
oh my gosh, wait, yay. This is fabulous.
In this conversation, I'm the newbie. I don't really know anything about Survivor. I've done a little for this app, but you two are our resident experts.
Okay, I have a question before our other question. This is not on the script at all. Jamie, what is your relationship with Survivor? Like, what's your Survivor origin story?
My relationship is deep. My family and I started on season 1 years ago. And I have a very distinct memory of my family and cousins and aunts and uncles. We all played Survivor. One summer, the parents basically pitted all the cousins against each other as a game of chance and strength and wit. And I've just been a huge fan my whole life. My whole family has. I will say there have been now 50 seasons. Yeah, and it all gets so muddy for me. I have some friends who are like, remember in season 17 when blah, blah, blah happened? And I'm like, no. Not actually, no. I was 14 when that happened, and it's been a minute. So, my relationship is deep love, respect, but memory fails me every now and again.
I do think it's kind of an amazing production. Okay, so I'm gonna have the hardest time not getting so inside baseball about Survivor because I think it is such a I think it's such a feat of TV. And one of my favorite Mike White quotes actually is, I think it's a Variety interview where he's talking about it's the no TV writer could ever write anything as good as Survivor. The amount of character development and storytelling and world building that you get in on Survivor in particular. It's a really, it's a funny little interview. I talk about it all the time. But I think it's so funny how absolutely deep, obsessed, kind of crazy weird I get about these people for 3 months, and then they fly out of my brain. And even with
forget entirely.
50, I've seen every season of Survivor since I watched season 1 with my mom, and actually during the finale, I watched the finale with my mom last night, and I was getting kind of emotional.
Oh, I love that. That's so special.
We were leaving, and we were leaving. I was like, "Thanks for watching Survivor with me," and I was like, "Oh my god, we've watched this so many times. It's such a funny
25 years. It's incredible.
Know. That's insane." Wow. And it was the treat. We got to stay up past our bedtime when we were kids. But it is so funny how intense your relationships with these people get. And then so the cast for 50 was announced, and I'm like, who the hell are these people? You have to go back.
I'm always looking at a map of humans. I'm from season blah, blah, blah. And I need the faces in front of me.
Totally.
It's a mess.
Faces and their relevant storylines and arcs and maybe dramas, etc. Anyway.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I love that you're also a mega fan. That makes me so happy.
I do think I feel it's kind of rare to start everyone I know that loves Survivor started in 2001. If you like Survivor, you like Survivor.
Yes, you're plum committed. Yeah.
You're a Survivor fan for life.
Yes, you're indoctrinated. I do have friends that have hopped on like midway through the series, which is incredible. It's changed so much over the years. Like, I'm sure that will come up, but like,
so much.
It's not one of those where you need to start from season 1, because in theory, if I were to go back and watch season 1 right now, I'm sure nothing happened. It was probably the most boring season of television I can imagine.
Well, especially for like reality TV standards of today too, right?
Yeah. They've added so many twists and turns and new like elements to the game over these last 25 years that I'm sure the game is so unrecognizable now that you really can hop in whenever. So for anyone listening, join the Survivor Hive. Yeah, come to the light.
Yeah, I was doing some research for this episode, and I was like, do I need to watch Survivor now? And like, where?
What's truly?
How many years have I been saying this?
You've been saying this forever. It's really Jamie doing. Good. Sorry, Phoebe. Sorry. Yeah, I feel
it's okay. However you get there, that's your journey.
I feel like as I'm like looking at all of this research around Survivor and this whole world, I'm like, the thing that I found the most interesting is like, okay, it really had me questioning if reality TV is actually bad for us. Because, you know, there's like this whole trope with reality TV that it's like, you know, it's trash, it's not good for us, it makes our relationships, you know, terrible, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like looking at Survivor, and maybe this only exists on its own plane. Maybe it does. I don't know that much about reality TV, but I'm like, this actually feels kind of like couples therapy with Orna in a way, like where like this is actually quite like helpful to look at relationship dynamics or friendship or like how to get through and problem solve with a team, like all of these different things that like I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's also in like the Housewives shows. I just don't watch them.
I think you're totally correct. I'm not a huge reality TV girl.
Okay.
Like, I don't watch the Housewives or anything. But I do know that there's like two distinct like kinds of reality TV. There's like lifestyle reality, which is like the Bravos of the world. And then there's competition style reality shows. And at least with competition style reality, which like I think Survivor would fall under that bucket, obviously. Jeff Probst always says that Survivor is a microcosm of the real world. Like it really is like a big like sociology experiment every season. We're putting people together from all different walks of life and just like putting them in the most uncomfortable situations and literally starving them so they're irritable, and you watch the tensions rise and just watch it play out. And I think there's something to the competition style reality that really speaks to the sociology of like human behavior in a way. Like Survivor taps into that in a really interesting way. And I'm so glad you noticed that.
Yeah. It's both like a game mechanic, and it's something that like, I don't remember what season it was. It was like between 1 and 10, the like race war essentially that they put together. I think it was like season like 5 or 6 or something like that, where they have tried to play with our, you know, like one of the game mechanics is like, let's strip everything back, but like how much stuff can you actually strip back, you know? And I do feel like the politics of the show are never really talked about, except for I feel like that one moment however many years ago with Evie, when Jeff had who is this person?
Google
where like Jeff had said something on, he did his like, come on in guys during the challenge, and he had asked everybody like, you know, I've been saying guys for a long time. Like Jeff Probst has kind of led like a little bit of like the seeding the politics of the outside world onto the show itself. But you don't get that. I feel like this is kind of a good segue into like the archetypes of like casting. I don't know if you saw this at all, Jamie. Christian Hubecki had this really great pre-season his like talking head pre-season, and he was talking about like, I think the producer had asked him like, who do you think is cast on the season, and he was like, well, there's 4 types of Survivor players, and like really accurately like dissected everybody.
I love that. No, I haven't seen this.
I'll send it to you later. It's really good. But this is like Christian's hypothesis of like how, like who, like what makes up a casting season. But then I think it also kind of speaks to our like friendship dynamics that we can get to. So his 4 types of players, where there's like the drama, you know, the people that are like going to bring the whatever. His comps were Coach, Q, Angelina, and he had 3 men, 3 women for each of them. I just pulled the ones that were like the most interesting to me. Jacqueline. Angelina was in the first season of White Lotus. She's like one of the gals lying on the beach.
Oh,
is it the first season? Yeah. Or the second season.
I think that's season 2. But yes.
Second season. Yeah.
Okay.
Angelina was in a White Lotus. Then you have your challenge beasts, like the muscle.
Yes.
You know, Joe, Ozzy, Tiff. Then you have witty confessionals, people that are going to drive your narrative. Your Aubrey, Camilla, Christians. Yeah.
Riz God.
Riz God. Oh my God. The like absolute golden nugget that those producers found in Riz God. Like,
it's a gift. I kept saying,
wait.
like, he's built to be an orator of the show.
100%. I had said that, like, I've been this is like such a sidebar. I have been rewatching the Ken Jennings Jeopardy run, rewatching that recently. And I kind of feel like watching Riz God is kind of like watching the Ken Jennings Jeopardy run to a certain degree, where I'm like, he's going to be the Jeff one day. Like, I can't. There's
interesting.
Who are we going to pass the torch to?
That's a soundbite that you're going to need to send his way, because that will tickle him. I don't disagree. I've said it throughout the season. I watch with my friends, and one of my best friends like is so irritated by him specifically, by Rizzo.
Yeah.
And like, whether you're irritated by him or not, it's like impossible to separate the fact that he was like built to narrate this show. Like, he was built. I'd never heard the term witty confessionals from Christian, but like, that is a type of player where it's like, oh, you tell the story. You're narrating everything that's happening for the audience back home. And you are built for television. And that is Rizzo to a T.
Yeah. That's interesting. I feel like all of these, are you through the list, Phoebe?
I have one more, but you go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like these are already kind of unfolding like a group dynamic, right? Like a friendship group dynamic. Like, these are roles and archetypes that are in a group of friends. And so it makes a lot of sense. Interesting. What's the last one?
Yeah. And then the last one he has are like he called them normal, relatable, rootable people that are very like good, but absolute standout threats. And he called that like your Charlie, Kyle, Colby, and Suri, like regular people that, you know, you find you see yourself in to some degree, right? I mean, I think like if we were going to, Rizzo, I think is a polarizing person, because I mean, when he's like, you know, 25 or something like that, like what 25-year-old isn't deeply irritating.
Yes.
Peace and love to the 25-year-olds, but is polarizing to some degree, right? Like, whatever that energy is, you know, your Cerise, your Colby's, like Colby, I don't want to love him as much as I do, but he's like the all-American boy, right? Like, he's just so cutesy, and he's got that like that American accent is like my favorite thing on planet Earth. So sexy. Anyway, but like to your point, Jacqueline, like it's your friendship groups, and I'm trying to think. I'm just looking at this list right now.
Yeah, like I feel like everyone has everybody's got like a threat or like a drama llama. Everybody's got the person that's kind of narrating,
orating
the situation, and then you've got like the muscle. I feel like all of these are like, I mean, I don't know, again, with like our 4, we've been talking a lot about female friendships in this series. Like, I don't know which one is Carrie, Samantha, Charlotte, and Miranda. You know what I mean?
Sure.
My exact thought. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Right? Like,
well, and to your point too, like, I kind of think looking at this list, it's like you know, your dramas aren't going to be friends with your other dramas, right? Like your Coach and your Angelina aren't going to be pals, because that would be a terribly grating experience. You know, you're not going to have I would say maybe only the challenge beasts really hang out with each other. But
I was just about to say, I think challenge beasts are the ones where they like glob onto each other for some reason, because I think it's always so clear who the challenge beasts are. Whereas like if you're new to playing the game, if you're on the beach, like we as the audience have obviously a different view because we're seeing, all the confessionals and things like that. But when you're playing on the beach, you don't know the slot that a lot of these people are going to fall into.
Totally.
Like I don't know if you're the drama or if you're the normal, relatable, rootable person. Like I don't know that just by looking at you, but challenge beasts out themselves immediately as challenge beasts. Like it's hard to hide if you're a challenge beast. And so I think the only way they can hide is by banding together as an alliance, knowing that there's safety in numbers here. They can't take us all out at once. Like there's that's the only reason I can think that they all always seem to stick together. It's so
it's
textbook.
like I guess like that like shielding. It makes me think too about like trying, and people do this to varying degrees of success, like trying on a new personality on the island, like maybe in the real world I am a regular person, but maybe I'm going to try and be like a witty confessionalist or something like that.
That was my question. Exactly. Like in this like group dynamic, like do we just kind of pick our roles, and is that because there's like so many group dynamics happening at the same time, right? There's like the group dynamic that's actually occurring within the people. There's the written dynamic and character play that everybody has to do to play their roles to make it a compelling show that like somebody wants to watch. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and it's like, are people aware of that? Are they like performing their role and then also trying to have their actual group dynamic, like friendship role at the same time?
I don't know how, like, to varying degrees of success is maybe what, like, I'm thinking of, because sometimes people will try like a personality out and you can see it like does not work. I think this season was particularly interesting because people are trying to come back for like a redemption arc in some capacity, right? Like Ozzy, my sweet jungle boy. Yeah, I can't, aged like a fine wine. I was an Ozzy fan as a young girl.
I mean, he's the ultimate sweetheart. But dang, does he continue to make the same mistakes? It's like such a cycle. It's hard to watch.
And tried so hard to try and not, tried a new thing on. And it just didn't, everywhere you go, you can try and be somebody out in the real world, you can come to the island and be somebody else, but like, is that going to work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The seasons where we have people coming back from the past are particularly interesting simply because not only are they potentially trying to be something they're not or trying for a redemption arc, but they also are different versions of themselves. Like time has passed. Like whatever season they were on previously, like oftentimes there's like years in between that they haven't played this game and now they're back. So life has happened to them, like their lives have changed in so many ways since the last time we saw them that it's always interesting to revisit and see where people are now because they're not the same player that we saw them as originally.
Yeah. It was making me think of too, like what kind of to your original point, Jacqueline, like, who you are outside of the game, or like the things that you see a woman walking down the street, like with, I don't know, like a certain outfit on, you might like make some assumptions about her job or her like role in her family or something like that. You don't necessarily have the same thing on Survivor. And I was thinking about this morning as, kind of thinking about like the talking heads. I feel like other relationships, like your relationships in the world, are not important on Survivor unless you're a mother. And if you're a mom, that is like a trope that you get assigned to. But like younger women and older and men in general don't get that allocation the same way.
I definitely agree with the mother of it all, but I also think that there are certain professions that that affect how you're viewed in the game. Cops, lawyers, they have particularly tougher goes of it, so much so that now it's like very common for people to lie about their jobs when they come onto the show.
And military as well. That's what was
interesting.
There's a lot of lying about like what you actually do back home.
Oh.
Jacqueline, let me tell you about this show. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's buckle up. You're gonna love this show.
I'm gonna take us to the duos really quickly, if that's all right.
Yeah,
because
please.
I found a fascinating little black hole of like some of the favorite, like the friendship duos of Survivor.
Oh, I'm getting my Google ready.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing.
And I went down Courtney and Sandra from earlier seasons.
Sandra is, I mean,
Queen stays queen.
People call her the queen of Survivor. Like she's the fucking godfather of Survivor.
She is the Dawn, that's for sure.
What is the
I don't remember this beef.
No. Is it beef or a pairing? Yeah. What did you find, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I saw they were just on basically every single list that I found as like the top like duos of Survivor, friendship duos.
Oh,
like they decided early on.
Oh yes,
to be like divas, basically to be difficult as like a pair of women and to use that to their advantage. You know what I mean? They were like,
they were the drama.
Let's be crazy bitches because that's who the audience like wants us to be, and then like we can work ourselves, you know, get to the end. And then Courtney was like, you go, Sandra, you take it, basically, because like she couldn't diva till the end, but Sandra could. And I think that's like, I just saw so many clips of them and I was like, these women know their role. They were comedic. They were like, you know, kind of like the chorus, if you will. Very, very funny. Very, very like two besties you just want to hate. You know what I mean? And I was coming to you all because I was like, who are these divas? Do we know anything about them?
I mean,
I guess,
Sandra, it's been 30 seasons, so I don't remember this one.
The thing about Survivor is that there's like so many people. And that was something too that I was like, how could you even possibly have a favorite duo? There's been so many relationships.
Yeah. One that's the duo. I mean, it's very risky to be a duo, and it's very risky to be a visible duo as well on
because aren't you not supposed to like be forming any type of alliance?
Well, you absolutely do.
You need to be. And then, but this is the...
But you don't want other people to know that, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, you know, maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Like, I think that's the thing that, I mean, as somebody who's watched like a cajillion hours of it, right? Mm-hmm. And not played the game, you know, this is always the thing. You know, you can sit there on your couch. It looks so easy. But
Sari got up off the couch.
But I think it's hard to go in and be like, I'm going to be this type of person. Here is my strategy. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's the type of person I'm going to be, because you don't know who else is on your cast, and you also don't know how things are going to shake out for especially the first couple of, you know, challenges. Like, I think if I were to go on Survivor, maybe we should do a round table. If I would go on Survivor, I would shut the fuck up for 7 days. Like, I would be the least like, hello, I'm just going to be over here, very small. Do not like, don't look at me. I'll chop the wood. But like, other than that, I am like staying until you can kind of see how dynamics start shaking out, really.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a benefit to playing the middle, and we just saw that last night, spoiler alert, with Aubrey winning. Playing the middle can get you super far in the game. The moment you show yourself as like a true threat, or out your alliance to the point we were talking about earlier, you open yourself up to vulnerability there. But also, everyone is working on alliances. That is like... you just know that you just assume that everyone around you is working on stuff that you're not going to know about. So there's this constant state of like paranoia and heightened confusion at any given time on these beaches, where it's like a necessary evil. Like, you need alliances to move you through the game, but you can't let on what you and your alliance are up to.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, such is life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that way about duos, besties. You know, you don't know what's going on there. ever.
You don't know what's going on. I mean, it kind of makes me think of it like, when does a friendship, I'm thinking about Joe and Eva right now from a couple of seasons ago.
Yes.
Like a true friendship that is blossomed.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
And when does that hinder you know, and especially at like outward friendship? I mean, versus, you know, we could go Joe and Eva versus a Kyle and Camilla. Kyle and Camilla had this like very deep bond that they shared over, I believe, like their parents being from similar places. Like they had like they had a very deep, like quite loving connection, and they shut up about that connection for an entire game, versus Joe and Eva, who are very loud about their love for each other.
Yes.
You know?
It's interesting because both are incredible examples of those sorts of alliances, whether it be, you know, loud and proud or like completely in the shadows. Both were very effective. Those alliances, whether they were loud and proud or in the shadows, carried those players to the end of the game and got them where they got them. So to kind of like circle back to the original, like, do you talk about your alliance or do you not? You have to play the game that is best for you, and it's always going to look different. The game mechanics are constantly shifting. You're never going to know if you're playing the right game until you win $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be so painful too.
Yeah.
One thing that stuck out to me this season was I could not believe how bitter Charlie was to Maria still. So, Jacqueline, get this. This is like a really good gossip session for you. That's what you're kind of experiencing right now. So Charlie was like, again, like an unlikely kind of pairing or duo. Charlie is like, you know, a young, he's like a lawyer,
I remember
a law
Charlie
student or something like that.
Yeah.
Played with Maria, who's like, you know, middle-aged. I think she's a therapist, mom, also a brown woman, which I feel like is like an important piece of this dynamic. They were like besties. Charlie makes it to final 3. Maria's on the jury. Maria doesn't vote for Charlie. He doesn't win $1 million. He does not speak to this woman at all. And I couldn't believe the like absolute like what is the word? Vitriol. Yes, beautiful. Thank you, Jamie. That he still actively feels years later about this woman. I was shocked by.
He brought it into a game that she wasn't playing and directed it at Rizgod. Like, he was like, "Oh, you didn't vote for your alliance person to win $1 million. Like, you're now the target of all of my resentment towards." Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It was crazy. I was shocked.
I mean, that's so embarrassing.
I agree.
Embarrassing.
That's really embarrassing.
Also, can we talk about Joe being embarrassing too this season?
So embarrassing. I've never really felt like I've seen someone's fall from grace. I mean, not even grace, but just like fumbling.
I had a lot of goodwill. Lot of goodwill towards Joe. I thought that first game that he played, he obviously played with like his version of honor and integrity, and that like, I'm sticking with you. Remind me her name. Was it
Eva?
Eva. Thank you. He's like, I'm sticking with you till the end. And like, I loved and respected that. And that was an incredible story arc. But to come into another season fully expecting that this is how I play Survivor and this is how everyone else should be playing Survivor. You're not playing with honor and integrity. Like, it's a literal game of deceit. Like, have you never watched the other 48 seasons that you weren't on? Like, it's a game where you lie and you cheat to win $1 million. And you have to be intelligent and you have to be witty. And playing with honor is a luxury that most people don't have in this game. And Devin sure as hell didn't have it this season. And him pointing all of his like laser beam eyes at Devin this whole season, I couldn't believe it. It was like I was in the Twilight Zone.
It's such baby behavior. You know, like it's like so basic. I mean, I thought it was funny that it came up at Tribal, but what behavior are we okay with on the island that like we're not okay with in real life? And like what behavior are you okay to compromise within yourself.
Yeah, I think so. This is a good segue because I feel like when I'm watching this show, I'm like, because I was like, okay, I'm going on this research. Okay, now I have to watch Survivor. So I just like picked a random season and I started watching season 3.
Oh my God.
Maybe this is why I was up until 2 a.m.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Was that
on that
Africa
season.
or Australia? What was that?
Australia.
Let me look
Maybe
up.
I did.
I
think it's
just
season 4.
Googled the word season 3. Like not
Season 3
Survivor. No. Yeah, it was Africa.
Ethan Zahn. That was Ethan Zahn's. Delicious.
Delicious. We like a scrawny white boy in this house. Yeah.
Give us a scrawny white brunette.
Yeah. Ooh, a little.
Looks like a
curl.
noodle. Looks like a noodle. Ooh, that's my type. That's my
Ethan.
type.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm watching
Scrawny
this
white
show.
boys to the front. Thank you. Anyway.
I'm watching this show and I'm
photos
like,
of Ethan now.
is this the ultimate like friendship test? I'm like, should I be testing all of my friends like in like a fire challenge? Is there like, should we all be
Who am I taking to final 3?
like kind of exactly? But okay, in all jokes aside though, who am I taking to final 3? And I think that is a beautiful metaphor for friendship and like how you should be thinking about the relationships in your life. Survivor is actually like a very good metaphor because I think something that happens, especially as you start to coming of age into your 20s, is like you have this like groups, this like core set of friends, and then like dynamics start to change and start to shift. And I think like you have to make some decisions. You have to make decisions as you grow older about your friendships. And you
Who am I sending to fire?
You're like, who am I sending to fire? You're like, who am I going to challenge? Who am I going to see who has my alliance? Like, who's really actually going to be there for me? Who has my same values? It's very similar. It's very similar, I think, to what we actually go through.
I think a lot of people would have like way less complicated group chats if we were just sending people to fire.
Yes,
Exactly. Like, let's hash it out with the Hessian.
Exactly.
Let's draw rocks to see where we're going to dinner on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny you say this, Jacqueline. At the same time, I go like, but you don't know, like who's in your cast, right? And like, what's the goal of your friendship? Like, that's the other thing. Because sometimes it behooves you to have like an enemy sitting there.
Well, as does in life is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
That's what I mean.
Like, yeah, totally. And I've been like, I don't know. This is just something I've been thinking about I think all of us go through this. Like, I think especially women in their like early 30s, we're like, who are our friends? Are we making adult friends? Who are we keeping, here and close forever, till the end? Who can we kind of move on from? And I don't know, I'm sure you all both are familiar, but the Dunbar theory of like socialization from this man who basically says like, from this man, I don't mean whatever to this man, but like that, like each person can really only sustain about 150 relationships in their lives at any given time. Like it's like the group of
not total.
No, not total, but like at any at any given time, you're kind of part of like 150 people, and that's like kind of max. And there's like obviously been challenges to this in the last like 20 years about the internet and blah 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 blah, right? But like there's like different cohorts that are in for friendship. So you're having 5 intimate friends, 15 good friends, and 50 close friends. So first of all, learning that, I'm like 50 close friends. I don't know if I could get sent to fire.
It's a lot of friends.
Like, I've got 50 close friends, but I'm like the broader the broader the social circle that you kind of interact with, it's like tends to be less deep, right? And then you get close, you get more intimate and more intimate and more intimate, and then you have like your 5 intimate friends. And I'm thinking about this dynamic on not only just on like each individual season of Survivor, but like the whole thing. Because do you feel like Sorry, I know I'm really taking us here, but do you feel like people are considering their legacy to the game? And do you think people are thinking about like, what's my role to play on this game? Or do they only think about winning it? You know what I mean? Like, is that like the end of my Survivor life? I will have had 150 good relationships, or is it like to serve the bigger thing of Survivor, or is it just about getting the $1 million?
That's a very fun question. And we see this play out almost every season. We see people wrestling with the fact of like the idea of legacy is actually quite important to the game. Even season to season, at the end, you need to campaign for the people that you just voted out to give you $1 million in the final episode. You need to have a legacy. You need to have a history of like good activity in this game. I made a lot of smart moves. I pissed off some people, but not too many people. That idea of legacy is something that's always on, or at least in my opinion, it's always on the good players' minds. And will carry them to the end of the season, because you need to keep jury management in mind when it comes time to, the final vote. Now, how that actually plays out for each person is totally different. Some people fill the need of like, oh, this role is needed at camp. I want to fill this role in order to make myself to endear myself to more people with the goal of winning $1 million. I think at the end of the day, every decision that happens on those beaches has to be with the core intent of making it to the end or positioning yourself to win that $1 million. And almost like every decision that's made has to be with that in mind.
Yeah. It's even outside of the game, I think legacy or your like what you have done to like become self-referential, or not even just referential within the game. It's like the world building of the thing. I think to kind of like the moment that happened last night. Jacqueline, did you see this? I can't remember if I sent you the clip.
No.
So they it was the first time in 10 seasons. 10 seasons that they had done maybe I guess it would have been 11, because 40 was the COVID season, that they had done like a live tribal. So they hadn't done like a live tribal in a very long time. Where the show's being played and then they're like Jeff's hosting like a party, right? Last night Jeff revealed they played the clip, and it went to the audience, and he revealed that Rizzo lost fire before we saw the clip. And I think that is a beautiful gift for Rizzo. Like, I think he loves that. Like, he will now become like he got a moment out of that. It's not gameplay specific, but like the world building that you and your like contribution to those things will only further enhance your legacy and your Ken Jennings campaign. Yeah. When Rizzo goes and plays on the third time, like he's got he has like even more of an edge with this like funny, production blunder behind him, essentially, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about is like, because you've got all of these group dynamics happening at the same time. Like you have you've got the show, dynamic, and then you've got like the like you're watching a produced thing, right? Yeah, that's so interesting, huh?
Anyway. Very fun.
Well, Jamie, what do you feel like you've learned about allyship through Survivor? Alliances, you could even say friendship through being a Survivor watcher.
That's a really beautiful question. Jeff always says that Survivor is a microcosm of the real world. And I think alliances are kind of like the truest, or at least like the sharpest view of human relationships back home, if that makes sense. Everything's magnetized and louder and rushed, but you really are watching entire like life cycles of relationship happening sometimes within like 2 to 3 days. You know, some of these people are not on this island very long, and you're watching entire relationships get formed and crumble in real time. And I think something that's true in Survivor and also so true about friendship in real life is that we can't get anywhere alone, right? You cannot survive the game of Survivor solo. You start as a tribe, then you merge, and you're in theory playing a solo game once you make the merger. But even then, alliances, if you don't have an alliance, if you're the odd man out, you're going home. You need the people around you to continue furthering you in the game. In the same way that back home, we all need the people around us to help us, grow and further ourselves throughout life. So I don't know if it's something I've learned as much as it's just like a clear, as Jeff says, it's a clear microcosm of what's happening back home. And I just agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Love it. I think that's a great way to close us out. I'm going to leave it right there.
Great.
That's so lovely. And I mean, that's what I love about Survivor too. I mean, it's the same thing. Like I said, I was leaving my mom's last night and I was like, I'm emotional? Question mark.
Yeah, truly.
Like it's such a funny show. Such a funny show. Jamie, thank you so much. This was literally so fun. Time flies. Do you want to tell the people where to find you, all the things?
Thank you. I had the best time yapping Survivor with new girlfriends. This was so much fun. I'm Jamie. I go by FilmSis on the internet. You can find me pretty much anywhere you internet at ItsYourFilmSis.
Gorgeous. And we'll have all of those links down below as usual. Editing Phoebe here, realizing we never said bye. So thank you so much for listening. Leave us a rating and reviewing. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.